Hey, it's Allison from Computers.mom, and today's video is about how to find saved Word and other Microsoft Office files that seem to have vanished on your Mac. Clients often tell me that they know they saved a file, but when they look in the Documents folder on their Mac, it's not there, and they're going a little crazy. That's usually because they're accidentally saving them to OneDrive. This video will show you what causes this problem, how to control where your documents are saved, and how to fix it if you've accidentally saved them to OneDrive. So let's start with a basic explanation of what OneDrive is and why you might have it. If you have Word or Excel on your Mac, it's usually because you've either bought Microsoft Office as a one-time purchase for about $150 or subscribed to Microsoft 365 with plans starting at $100 a year. Microsoft Office is a group of products that includes the most popular apps, Word and Excel, plus PowerPoint, and you get those three either way. The subscription plans also give you Outlook and access to Microsoft's AI features and a bunch of other stuff. But if all you want is Word and Excel, after a year and a half, you'll be saving money if you did the purchase instead of the subscription, so that might seem like a better idea. However, if you subscribe, you also get access to OneDrive, which is Microsoft's cloud storage service. It's a little bit like renting a huge storage bin. OneDrive gives you a terabyte, that's 1,000 gigabytes of private secure storage in addition to the space on your computer. That's enough room for millions of documents. The one-time purchase does not include OneDrive. The stuff you store in OneDrive can sync to any computer you want and is accessible on the web, as we'll see in a moment. So there are good reasons you might want to store your files there rather than on your computer, but not everyone wants to use OneDrive, and even if you do, it's nice to have control of where your files are going. Many people don't even realize that they have this feature and end up storing things in OneDrive by accident and then don't know how to fix it, which is the whole point of this video. So let's dive in. I'm going to demonstrate in Word, but the steps are the same in the other Office Suite apps, Excel and PowerPoint. When you open Word on a Mac, it will normally open to the home screen and display a list of documents that you've opened recently. If you look closely, you can see that both the name and the storage location is listed for each document. Reading across, you can see that these documents are stored in the Documents folder on your Mac, but these are stored in the Documents folder in OneDrive, which is completely separate. There's a folder called Documents in your OneDrive account and a folder called Documents on your Mac, which makes it easy to misplace your files. Here's how that happens and how to avoid this problem. Let's use the option up here to create a new blank document and type a bit. When I'm ready to save the document, there are at least three different ways to do so. You can click the Save button up here, or use File, Save from the menu, or use the keyboard shortcut Command S. Any of those ways will work, and they all take you to the same place, so just use whichever one of those three methods you prefer. The Save window appears, and it might look like this. Here's the file name, which Word grabbed from the text I typed. That's just a suggestion, and you can edit it if you want. The format is Word document, that's fine. But most importantly, here in the middle of the Save window, it shows you where the document will be stored. The primary container is set to my OneDrive account, and the Documents folder in OneDrive is the selected save location. Note the button right here labeled On My Mac. When you click that, the Save window changes to show you a storage location on your computer rather than in OneDrive. Right now it's set to the Documents folder, that's your Mac Documents folder. Notice this button, Online Locations? Clicking that switches you back to saving in OneDrive, so you can toggle back and forth between saving locally to your Mac and saving to OneDrive whenever you want. I'm going to go ahead and save this document in OneDrive. Notice that the Autosave button turns on. Autosave automatically keeps track of your changes so you don't lose anything between saves, but only if I'm saving to OneDrive, so I'm going to turn it off for now. This document is already saved to the Documents folder in OneDrive. If I want it in the Mac Documents folder, I can go up to the File menu and use Save As to select a new location. This time choose On My Mac, and you can see that a folder location is pre-selected. If I want to put it somewhere else, I can click on the double arrow at the end of this field to see some of my usual locations, Or click the down arrow here to browse all the storage locations on my whole computer. This should look familiar because it's basically a Finder window. Let's select the Documents folder and save this document there. Now if we quit Word and reopen it, the next time we create a document and try to save it, it will default to saving in the same location we just used. Again, you can choose a different location on this computer or switch to saving to OneDrive by selecting the Online Locations button. So now you know how easy it is to control where new files are saved. But what if you've already saved a bunch of stuff to OneDrive and you want to move it to your computer? If you just have a small number of recent files in OneDrive, you can open them from the Recents list and resave them onto your computer the way we just did. On the File menu, choose Save As and make sure you're saving to your Mac, not to OneDrive. Let's save this one on the desktop for a change. But if there are a lot of files in OneDrive, it would be awfully tedious to do that for all of them. And you might want to check and see what you have in OneDrive. In that case, it's much easier to look in your OneDrive storage online and download them all at once. To access OneDrive, all you have to do is open a web browser like Safari or Chrome or Edge and go to onedrive.com. Sign in with your Microsoft account. Microsoft gives you a whole bunch of ways to do this, either password or a passkey or by sending a code to your email address or your phone. So even if you'd completely forgotten that you had a Microsoft account, you should be able to get logged in. I have a passkey saved for my account, so I'm going to scan the QR code with my phone to get in. You may see the option to stay signed in, which makes it faster next time, but of course you only want to do that if this is your own private computer. Here we are at the home view in your OneDrive account. In the main part of the window, you're seeing all the files you've saved in OneDrive recently, not just Word documents, but also Excel spreadsheets and other files. Select My Files on the left and you will see the OneDrive Documents folder, which currently contains 13 files. If I want these on my computer, I can select individual files by clicking a checkbox next to each one, and then download it by using the download option up here under the three dots menu. If you're doing this for the first time, you may be asked for permission. That's a safety feature. Go ahead and allow it. Or if you want to download all the files in this folder at once, just click the download button without selecting anything, and all the files in the current folder, Documents, will be downloaded. Now back on your computer, open a Finder window. You will find all the downloaded files in your Downloads folder inside a folder called Documents, so you can now move those wherever you want them on your computer. One word of caution: when you resave or download files from OneDrive, you're not moving them, you're creating a copy. So there are now two versions of each of those files. Just be careful when you're making changes that you're accessing the right one. You don't want to end up with two different versions of the same files saved in different places. That's a small nightmare. Here's a quick recap of the steps we just covered. In Word or Excel or PowerPoint, open a Save window by clicking File Save or Command S or the Save icon. Make sure you're seeing the Online Locations button. If it's available, then you are currently saving to your Mac. If it's not, click On My Mac and browse to the desired location. To copy files from OneDrive to your computer, you have two options. For just a few files, open each one and use File Save to choose a new location on your Mac. For multiple files, log into your Microsoft account at onedrive.com, select My Files on the left, locate the desired files, and download them. You'll find them in your Downloads folder, and then you can move them wherever you want. So that's all there is to it. Thanks for watching. Please click like if you found this helpful. Feel free to leave comments and questions, and don't forget to subscribe for more Computers.mom videos.